Okie dokies, ladies and gentlemen, game number 4 on the way. Welcome one and all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we do get into this very quick. Cross-spawn. Yes, cross-spawn. So, Serious Gaming's Roof will be spawning in the northern position here, once again as the purple Zergy. Down to the south, we do have Mr. ESC Goody, the Panzer General himself, going to be spawning here as the Red Terran. So, Goody needs to reclaim his glory here in that first game. A bit dodgy. Again, I do really think he was really focusing and hunkering down on the aggression, as he knows, probably knows Roof's playstyle, and knows that he needs to punish him early on in order to be able to keep up with this macro beast by the looks of things. And in turn, forgot about some missile turrets. Whoopsie daisy. But for now, Goody will not be making that mistake twice, I can guarantee you that. And if he does, don't hold me to it, because that'd suck. So for now, Goody going to be heading out across the map, trying to block this expansion by the looks of things. Yeah, as we have a engineering bay going down. So, looks like it looks like we will have this hatchery actually denied for now. We'll pick away at this SCV, doesn't want this to keep making this engineering bay, can be very annoying indeed. Spawning pool going to be going down in the main though. Whilst, what the hell just happened there? Did we have a little bit of lag? That looked really weird. As back home for Mr. Goody, we do have him walling in. So this is going to allow him... Ooh, okay, so that is a relatively early gas. I was assuming we'd have some kind of one barracks expand on Daybreak. Daybreak being a fantastic map to go for those very quick expansions. And looks like Mr. Goody for now has done a really good job of blocking off this expansion. I mean, just in general, when it comes to Daybreak, you can almost guarantee your opponent. It's very rare that a Zerg is not going to go for a hatchery first, but on Daybreak, it's even like more unrare that they're not going to go for a hatchery first. That being said, if you were watching the ESV Weekly recently, we did see Mr. Slayer's Tasia go command center first and hold off a 6 pool on this map. So, it can happen. It can happen with the most ridiculous tactics. He just kind of like lifted all his buildings up and ran away for a while whilst he was building a barracks elsewhere. It was fantastic. You should watch that. It was pretty cool. So Tasia, he's pretty good. Is Goody going to be able to live up to Tasia? We'll have to see. For now, Roof has his initial Zerglings moving out across the map. Factory going down, so Reactor Hellions will be on the way anytime soon. As we do have gas going to be going down for Mr. Roof here, so we'll be able to get that speed up lickety-split here for Mr. Goody's Hellions to try and deal with. We have the Reactor going down, and all Mr. Roof needs to do right now is kind of do a little bit of poking up here with these Zerglings to be able to see exactly what is going on. I'm personally a fan of kind of not having your reactor factory in the wall, but, you know, whatever. You just see the reactor already going down, so he's going to know without even knowing that there's a factory going down in the back that this will probably be Reactor Hellions. Girlfriend's calling me, but we'll deny that call. Okay, so we do have the Queen on the way. Oh, sorry, already finished up, as there is a spine crawler going down as well for Mr. Roof. So he's taking the precautions already necessary in order to be able to deal with this Hellion aggression. The spine crawler not in the best of positions, obviously a little bit more central would be perfectly apt, but he may be placing it here just so he can go for an evolution chamber here, and it would actually be quite central. So that would be very cool as well. Goody for now though. Going to be going for a command center behind this, and I actually want to come back to the fact that placing buildings here against a Terran as a Zerg, just in general, kind of making this choke a little less wide, is so good, so ridiculously good. Sometimes, especially if you're going up against Protoss, I mean, you never really see it against Protoss anyway, because it's really to deter those Hellions. But if you were to do it against Protoss, sometimes you get macro hatches in really weird places that really help out force fields as a Protoss player. And that's something you always need to be very wary of as a Zergy. So for now, Goody is actually going to be pushing out with an initial Marauder as well. This has all been seen by this Overlord, and obviously those 2 Zerglings that did perish for their sins. Nice placement of the spine crawler, and great placement of this second Queen here to be able to... Oh, I love that creep tumor placement. Not only is that going to connect these two bases, but it's also going to allow him to get that creep spread going just a little bit quicker against this kind of creep containment force that we do have going on here for Goody. 3 queens down here right now. Wow. He is assuming that Goody is going to get a little bit aggressive here. This might actually be an overreaction by Roof. Goody has moved out with these Marines and Marauder, and this in turn has scared Roof into a position where he's going for a huge amount of Zerglings. In fact, this might actually just be an all-in at this point from Roof. Off the back of this, a little bit blank there, I do apologise for that. But he is either overcommitting to a defense, or he's going for this Ling Baneling very, very heavily toward... I think he's made the wrong read. I do think he's made the wrong read. I mean, actually, this force is doing really, really well against this Spinecrawler defense. Zerglings will eventually plow down here to be able to deal with this. Baneling's going to be very, very useful as well. But he doesn't have Baneling speed for now, so all Goody needs to do is keep off this creep in order to be able to be warded very, very nicely, unless he gets a very nice round with these Zerglings. Right now, 3 drones have been killed, but not too much going on, and we do have a few Banelings mixed in here. Spine is going to go down as well, and he actually is able to get a really nice surround off on this entire army. That was absolutely perfect. Goody just leaving that a little bit alone there was not in the best of situations. Roof going to seize the advantage, going to be going for a 3rd very, very quickly. That is awesome. Wow. So we do have more Hellions actually rendezvousing for Goody here at the front. We'll be able to spot this 3rd, but Hellions just don't kill buildings, unfortunately. And let's have a look-see. So he's trying to get that creep going down, and indeed he does. So for now, Goody just going to chill out. Does have its expansion down. What is he going to be doing off the back of this? Getting some medevacs out, as well as going for... wait a minute. What the... Okay, so it looks like he might end up going for a dual-pronged Hellion kind of push. Actually poking in at the front with these Hellions and trying to drop some in the back as well. We'll be able to kill off a few Zerglings. And even more Zerglings, actually. We do have Mutalisks on the way, though. And an armor is going down, so it looks like he might be relying on a Thor timing in order to be able to deal with these Mutalisks. Right now, we don't have... any missile turrets down again. Is he really going to let this happen again? Is he really going to let this happen? He needs a Thor. He, needs a Thor right now. These Hellions eventually did get cleaned up here by these Mutalisks. And we'll be able to hit home. This Thor is going to be really, really late. Oh no, in a similar vein to Game 1 for Goody, he might just completely forget about these missile turrets. He's actually kind of moving into a desperation position here. Going to be getting a Viking up as quickly as possible to be able to try and deal with this as well. But these Mutalisks are going to have their way with this entire SCV line for now. And Roof is going to be able to pile on some pressure here. Not enough Marines to be able to deal with that at all. So for now, Goody very, very far behind. Engineering Bay is down, but only just finished recently, and he's been able to kill off quite a few SCVs during this. Actually, not as many as I would assume. He's only killed off 1 or 2. So, but now he will be able to go to town on them. We have Pathogen Glands on the way, as well as a Hive going to be morphing in for Mr. Roof. Off the back of this, he is doing some very nice teching up. Actually, Roof not paying as much attention to these Mutalisks, and will lose quite a lot of them to this Thor, so he has done his job for now. Warded off that very, very nicely. But it looks like Roof is actually going to be making a ridiculously quick transition here into higher tech. Normally you will see kind of Mutalisks hovering around the 15-20 minute mark, 20 mark, and then putting on the aggression, but Roof is making a ridiculously fast transition, and he's actually playing this so well, as these guys are saying, actually. We have another hatchery going to be going down to the south here. This Hive is going to be out anytime soon. Is he going to be going for Broodlords? I think he is going to be going for Broodlords. He's got the carapace going up, and range weapons is going up, but that's not going to do too much for now. Most underrated player in the EU server. I think these guys are possibly right. So... now we do have the Hellions moving down to the south, trying to spot if this 4th is up. And unfortunately, he will spot that the 4th is up. And we do have Glue Reconstitution coming out for Roof as well. Don't think he'll be able to do any damage with this, though, as Roof is well aware of what is going on. Nice creep spread as well, connecting these bases. Very, very useful. Burrow on the way, as well as that very, very pivotal Greater Spire, and I can't help but feel that Goody is just not going to be prepared for this timing. It's very, very difficult. He's not going to have the Viking production. I don't even think he's actually scouted out the fact that no, he's not even scouted out. Wait a minute, has he actually scouted out the... No, he doesn't even know that there's a hive morphing in right now, so he needs to drop a scan relatively quickly here in order to be able to see exactly what's going on and prepare accordingly. With that Greater Spire going down, Broodlords are just going to absolutely dominate everything that Goody has right now. Blue Flame Hellions are on the way, so I mean he's going to have a great little bit of a defense initially in order to be able to deal with those Broodlings. But there you go. GG! Oh dear me, what the... Actually, I want to see exactly what he saw. He dropped in here, saw that the hive was here, saw that the Greater Spire was here, and that was all she wrote. So Roof, ladies and gentlemen, has defeated... Whoop. That was the wrong button. Roof, ladies and gentlemen, has defeated Escape Icybox Gaming's 4-0. And we'll be back in just a second.